Yeah, that was weird. BSV reaching 160% gains in a 24-hour period. We've really not seen anything like it in the large market cap coins, at least, since 2017. We'll talk about that one for sure today, but up first is the bull market back. Today, I have to make the "It's a trap" video part 2, Revenge of the Alts. The first part was the video I put out a few days ago. Judging by the title alone, you might have been a bit confused. We actually looked at how, for many altcoins, a lot of people thought it was a trap, but judging by how they're breaking out, all of these coins showing the same types of charts, breaking out of long-term downward resistance, it was pretty exciting. But we also discussed how at the time there was still no new money entering into the ecosystem, which ideally you would look for if it's going to be sustainable. But ultimately, while it did look like a trap for many, it was still pretty positive. Today, we have some new money entering the market. The gains for the most part have been pretty great, but it's still ultimately not something that some people at least won't still consider a trap. For example, bull market. Bull market. Oh, sorry. Going down. Bull. No. Oh dear. Oh no. Bear market. Bull market. Bull market's back. Oh, never mind. Bear market. This is a bear market. Bull market. So, ultimately, the bearish narrative that could be used is that while the gains recently have been fantastic, ultimately it is yet another lower high in a quite possibly still downward trend. And I know it's very tiring arguing with bears, especially with the Bitcoin halving a number of months away. You just want to
flip around and CG like a...
That one's better.
No, Yoda.
It's better.
Oh my! It's so much work. We should never see Yoda.
Yoda's better.
But personally, I'm pretty excited. CoinMarketCap just became such a better website. I don't know what it is. Everything pumping with Bitcoin instead of the other way around. Side note, it is interesting that SV pumped right up until it can challenge cash and no further. They're like, that's enough. That's all we need. More importantly, total crypto market cap up to 240 billion, to levels we have not seen since November of last year. Very nice, very sharp increase lately this past week. This might very well be alt season too. How long it's going to last is anyone's guess, but for the last week or so, it certainly has been. Fork season 2. Bitcoin Gold. Pretty sure I'm catching these coins on the way down, but up 72% as of recording. Bitcoin Diamond, another amazing one, up 57% today. Man, that chart still looks awful. Oh my goodness. Any narrative, huh? Oh, it's fork season. Crypto's so stupid. I'm sorry. Compose yourself now, Daily. But the premier fork, the silverware to these plastic sporks, SV, look at that chart. Ridiculous. Amazing gains. Truly incredible. But not actually as impressive as it sounds. Many people pointed this out. I am certainly not the first. What it basically comes down to is after SV had pumped a certain amount, the order books were practically gone. You could raise SV as high as you wanted with very, very little money. Take, for example, this highest exchange by volume doing $500 million in 24 hours, yet at the same time having total liquidity of 79 cents. This is known as wash trading. An example, I have never seen a stronger one ever. Basically quite scammy. It creates the appearance of a healthy market, but in reality, there's really only like one person creating all that volume, quite likely. They're pretending to be a crowd of people, but it's essentially just the same amount of money, just going round and around in a circle. Funnily enough, SV being dropped by all the major exchanges was probably one of the best things to ever happen to the project. Now, the coin is only listed on unregulated exchanges with very low volumes. It's a market maker's dream. I asked you on Twitter if I should sell. The replies were interesting. The real question is, why did you buy that S? If you own that garbage, yes, sell. Hell to the yeah. You own this? Unfollow. Why did you buy or hold BSV? That's why I had unsubscribed to your YouTube channel a long time. People should do the same. You are a scam.
How dare you!
So, I made a video about this a number of months ago in which I talked about how SV was a few % of my portfolio, not because of the tech, not because of on-chain scaling, actually for a much pettier reason than that. If Craig somehow managed to brute force open the wallets that maybe he stole, maybe using Calvin Ayre's mining farm in order to do it, it would take a very, very long time and require a lot of money, but to me it seemed like almost irresponsible to not hedge against that very, very, very long shot. Not that it would be a recommendation I'd make to anybody else. Of course I believe Craig is a scammer, but I will get wrecked by no man if I can help it. And even with yesterday's parabola, I'm at like a 2x max with BSV, so it's like nothing really to write home about at all. Anyway, what did happen which led to the pump? SV prices soar after Craig Wright claims access to a Bitcoin fortune. If you've been following the story, there was meant to be this bonded courier arriving at the domicile of one Craig Wright, giving him the keys to access wallets which contain 1.1 million Bitcoin, which is now worth around $9 billion. January 1st came and went. There was no word from the courier. 2 weeks later, Craig is now saying the courier has been, and now he has access to the list of wallets which contain the million Bitcoin, and there's 14,000 of these addresses. But it's not necessarily clear whether he can actually move those coins, which is pretty important. He hasn't yet. So if I was a betting man, I'd say he absolutely cannot. As Tim points out on Twitter, everyone got the Craig Wright story backwards yesterday. CW said that a list of addresses would arrive, not the private keys, and the list of addresses arrived, supposedly. He didn't claim that he has received the fortune. Now, obviously, people thought that he did gain access to the fortune, and obviously, if Craig has 1 million Bitcoin, then this is bad news for BTC and good news for BSV, supposedly. But I'm not sure anyone really buys that. I'm sure there's a few, but crazy stuff. Popcorn moments, truly. We'll get more details around this whole thing when the court reconvenes, which I believe is February 3rd. Never a dull day. Never a dull week in crypto, I'd say. That's probably quite a fair statement. Sorry I've not been posting more lately. I've been starting a business, and that's been taking a lot of my time and effort. I'm still more involved in crypto now than I've ever been, even if I'm not posting on this channel more regularly. I will keep you updated, or I'll give you some news on the business as and when there's something to share, hopefully by summer. I'll let you know. Anyway, thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you again soon. Some crypto holders view this as pretty great news.